we're getting close to the midterm elections here, and just want to talk a little bit about the different stances of the parties and kind of what they're going over here. And Democrats, their biggest stance for pretty much their entire party is the overturning of Roe v. Wade, which they're completely against, which really nobody should be against, because it's really not doing anything that they're trying to claim that it's actually doing. Overturning Roe v. Wade, all that's doing is just giving the power back to the states to decide on the abortion argument, rather than banning it. It does not actually ban any abortions at all. It gives the states the authority to limit abortions, as they see fit, whether that's, a heartbeat bill, which is very common among a lot of the states here, which is actually in the first trimester, which was not allowed under Roe v. Wade, because it's not, all that did was just allow abortions in the first trimester. It did not actually allow all abortions to be legal. But it does push the narrative back to the law, actually back to the states, which means that the left-controlled states like California and Virginia, for instance, can still have abortions up until and including birth, which is extremely terrible, in my opinion, because that's a sustainable life that's being taken. But that's another argument. The Republicans, those on the right, are campaigning on the economy, and they have a much stronger campaign, in my opinion, and should be in most people's opinion, because the economy right now is, let's just be honest, it's kind of went to the shitter right now. It's really not doing very well. Gas is over three. I think I just come home from the morning. I think it was around $3.50 a gallon, which is down a little bit, but keep in mind that it always goes down a little bit right before midterms, especially when Democrats are control and trying to keep control. They're going to try and push gas prices down a little bit, but it was as high as nearly $5 a gallon. And diesel, which if you have a diesel pickup, diesel vehicles, it's much higher. It's still around $5 a gallon, which is ridiculous. And there's no reason it should ever be that high. But the economy is terrible. So when you have high gas prices, high fuel prices, you're going to have record inflation, which we have right now. We have incredibly high inflation, which is never a good thing. Regardless of what Biden tries to tell you, that claim that inflation is a good thing, it's really not. Inflation is never a good thing, so you're always going to have a little bit of inflation, but you want to try and keep that as low as possible. And they've done absolutely nothing to actually stop inflation. And the Inflation Reduction Act is actually making inflation worse by if they can actually get that passed, whatever. But so just remember, whoever you're voting for, find what you're believing in. My thoughts are, I want to be able to put food on the table and support my family and go from there. And it's getting much harder right now with Democrat control. So I'm probably not going to vote for Democrats, because it's not a good situation we're in right now. Also, keep in mind, Russia attacking Ukraine has also probably happened because of Biden in office. Putin never tried to do anything like that under Trump, or under Republican control like that, Trump especially. So, because he didn't know what Trump would actually do. We got a weak president in office right now, and until he is out of office, till he no longer has control, he's going to be seen on the world stage as weak. It's pretty widely known he's a weak president. Like, there's no doubt about it. In foreign countries, with these foreign countries, especially their enemies, they believe he's weak. That's why they're doing this stuff. China is getting closer every day to invading Taiwan, which is another story, and that's a very bad thing, because that's going to put a big time hurt on the U.S. They are the number one exporter of the microchips that we use in, not only our everyday lives, but also our military. And if China takes control of that, our military is it's at the hands of China. And that's a bad thing for us, because China is the closest competitor to us right now, and they're not an ally. They are a major enemy. That's So we've got to do whatever we can to protect Taiwan, which I will agree with Biden. He did come out and say we will protect Taiwan, which is a good thing. But that's about the only good thing I've seen him actually do in his presidency in these 2 years, because he is not the president we need right now. And just remember this going into midterms, we've got to get this back. We've got to have, we've got to get our country back. And the only way to do that is get the people out that don't need to be in there. And right now it's looking ever so clear that, Republicans need to take the House and the Senate back, and I think they just might do it. And we better hope and pray that they do, if you actually truly care for this country, because if not, if they don't, this country, it's just going to get worse.